Działa! I tylko działa. Tu. Dobra. Let's play the game. Dobra, co tu? Werkowie mają mniej punktów życia, bla. No, standardowo. Na normalu. Tekst rozmowy. Wybierz preferowane ustawienia tekstu dialogu. Włączone wyświetlają się teksty dialogu, wypowiedzi NPC, minimalna. Aha, okej. Pokaż napisy dla rozmów w tle. Pokaż napisy w przerywnikach filmowych włączone. Rozmiar tekstu, czy to mi gdzieś Aha. O. Taka jedyneczka będzie git. Seriale z... No to się kurwa przeczytałem.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon Colony.
Wyślę tajne radarka, zgłoszenie odnaleziono, dryfują, pozostawić nadzieję na krawędzi kolonii. Naruszenie korytarza bezpieczeństwa, nadzieje niezidentyfikowane. Zbieg poszukiwany przez radarkę zaskarżoną przestępstwo wobec kolonii. Ale ta gra jest ładna.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists will have to drift out here forever just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Okej. Czyli on tworzy jakby nas? W sensie wybiera, no dobra. Siła. Siła wpływa na obrażenie zadawane bronią białą i liczbę przedmiotów, które możesz nieść. Zręczność. Wpływa na szybkość ataku bronią białą i czas przeładowania broni dystansowej. Okej. Inteligencja. Wpływa na dodatkowe obrażenie zadawane przy trafieniu krytycznym. Druga, hakowanie, medycyna, nauki ścisłe. Okej, hakowanie, to jest ważne. Dodamy sobie. To zwiększymy. Percepcja wpływa na... Bo to jest hakowanie, medycyna, nauki ścisłe, to sobie... No, może się przydać, bo tutaj co? Blokowanie, inspirowanie, zastraszanie. Zastraszanie to też może się przydać, coś tak czuję. W takich grach często percepcja wpływa na dodatkowo przy trafieniu w głowę i słaby punkt. O! To jest dobre. Kłamanie, zastraszenie. Oho, to też. I to widzę, że dużo bardziej pewnie. Zwiększa naturalną regenerację wytrzymałości. Kłamanie. To weźmy i chyba bym wziął jeszcze... No zastanawiam się pomiędzy inteligencją... A odnowienie zdolności towarzysza pozostawia pozytywne reakcje frakcji, ale też negatywne. To jest takie wrażenie zadawane przy trafieniu krytycznym. Tak, tylko jak często będziemy trafiać krytycznie, to też od tego zależy. A tutaj jednak to odnowienie zdolności towarzysza, czyli będziemy mieli jakiś towarzyszy. Albo może więcej tam. Dobra, damy wysoki poziom inteligencji. I dalej. Następne są 2 punkty. Okej. Tak. Broń dwuręczna, szans na trafienie krytyczne. No dość spora, ale tak, broń długa szansa. Co ja, jakie mam wybrać? Wybrać to?
A gunslinger. Oh,
Tak.
we're going to tell stories about
Okej.
you from here to Hephaestus.
No i teraz jak mam broni ten. Dobra. I właśnie w rozmowy.
You could
Damy.
probably talk your way out of a
To,
landing.
to może się przydać zawsze. Zastraszenie, panika, gdy zabijesz stworzenie, masz 20% w pobliskich stworzeń. O, no właśnie. Poplątanie, szansa 15% na że automaszyny będą powoli atakować innych wrogów zamiast ciebie przez 10 sekund. Gdy pierwszy raz trafisz człowieka, masz szansę 20% na wywołanie u niego efektu przerażenia na 4 sekundy. Ok. Odblokowuje efekt. No w każdym razie 75% na trafienie krytyczne, zadaje 20% więcej. Myślę, że to git, bo tutaj nie podeszłoby to aż tak bardzo, podeszłoby jak broń ciężka, a tutaj mam jednak no 55% to już całkiem sporo. Aż podejrzewam, że no nie będziemy mieli na początku broni dystansowej długiej, a raczej pistolety jakieś, ale i tak. Predyspozycje. Determinacja +1. Czas trwania efektu napoju. Blokowanie +1. Kaski arkaniści. Perswazja. Otrzymywane obrażenia prądem. Inżynieria. Unik. Otrzymywane obrażenia. Efekt sprawności substancji. Kierowanie. Nauki ścisłe +1 broń, biała jednoręczna. Ciężki wybór. Nauki ścisłe może. Ewentualnie bym się zastanawiał nad inżynierią. Może. Dobra, dajmy inżynierię, zobaczymy co da. Mężczyzna. Twarz taka. Takiego koloroczu. Tak. Tu git. Włosy. Fryzura. Boż to jest. Aha. Dobra. To będzie... Brwi są git. Zaraz. No i piękne. I makijaż, nie, blizny może jakieś. Mm. Mm. Łe. O, no, coś jest. Bardziej, bardziej. No, no. Łe, łe. Łe. O, to mi się nawet podoba. Że to było 9. Nie. Czyli 9. Wiek, ja jestem młody. Dalej, jak się nazywasz? Dobry poziom siły, wysoka inteligencja, dobry poziom percepcji, średni poziom zręczności, jedynie mamy. No cóż. Inżynieria, co mieli inżynieria w ogóle? Umiejętność inżyniera zmniejsza liczbę części pancerzu i części wojennych potrzebnych do naprawy ekwipunku. No to jest dobre. No to fajne. No, największą mam perswazję. I broń długą. No co? Lecimy z tym.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down. Hit drive.
Shit.
Evaporated.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're...
Ciekawe.
Good luck.
Fajnie się to zaczyna. No nie wiem, czy to jest jakoś pierwsza część, czy jakaś kontynuacja, czy odświeżenie serii, czy coś. Ale zaczyna się fajnie. Nie wiem, o co chodzi dokładnie w tym, ale jakoś mi to nie przeszkadza. Póki co. Zobaczmy później. Gdzie mam jakąś wodę? No, tu picie? Kurde.
Can you hear me? Is this thing
Nie
working.
słychać, czy coś w ogóle działa. Ach, tu jest coś naszym stanem. A tego mówiliśmy, na uszumi takie nerwowe powinien być.
His name
Czekać
is
na
Paul,
ciebie na
and he should
lądowisku.
be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
No, ciekawe, ciekawe. Coś tam kojarzę, że to jest jakaś gra w sumie o chyba podróżowaniu po planetach, czy coś takiego.
You've landed good.
Kojarzę właśnie, że widziałem, że to się zwiedza tą planetę. Nie jestem pewien, czy na pewno, nie chcę strzelić jakiejś gafy. Ale gra wydaje się całkiem ładna.
Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Co to jest? Nieśmiały kań.
Frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Mogę to podnieść? Nie mogę. Aj. Ja miałem wejść po linie czy coś?
Come here.
O,
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you.
ha, kurwa.
Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Better, thanks to you. I might have bled out on my own. Or worse, had to go begging the boss for some Madrina time. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating,
mi się czegoś
unemployed
więcej.
lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders.
Ups.
See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's
Nice.
Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Dobra.
Damage my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
Praktyczne spowolnienie czasu. O! Ze względu na komplikacje związane z wybudzeniem po długim okresie czasu, twój mózg inaczej postrzega upływ czasu. Naciśnięcie przycisku taktycznego spowolnienia czasu spowolnia świat wokół ciebie, dając ci czas na refleksję i wykonanie czynności. Możesz przebywać w tym trybie tylko przez ograniczony czas. Okej. Dobre to jest, podoba mi się. Hakowanie i otwieranie zamków. Twoje umiejętności hakowania i otwierania zamków pomagają ci na docieranie do miejsc, w których powinno się być. Wytrychy magnetyczne są bla. No super, mam hakowanie na wysokim poziomie, ale nie mam tam wystarczająco wytrychów, tak? O, dużo rzeczy. I co mogę? O. Nice. Chwila. Aha. No tak, dobrze. A, o! Jestem ślepy. Tu są. No to przepisane klawisze. Interakcje, tarowanie, blokowanie, inhalator, spowolnienie czasu, spisanie zdania. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zarządzanie uzbrojeniem. O, no tak, nie mam wyposażonego. No i gitara. Podoba mi się ta gra.
You hiding?
Inżynierzy ustawił. Słabo. O. Ciekawe. O.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where
Witam.
you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gull on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
Okej, czyli teraz musimy się ich pozbyć. A więc dobrze. Będę niczym zabójca. Będę cichy niczym ninja. Będę niczym... nie wiem. Łatwo z nimi. Bitch plus.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of space. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed.
Boże,
Programmed to express disappointment.
jakie to jest głupie.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank
Nie
you for your
przyjęłam się
patience
tego
and for your
temu,
honesty.
ale może rzeczywiście, o
I am
kurwa.
programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Otrzymujesz nowy poziom. Zdobyte doświadczenie pozwoliło ci osiągnąć poziom, otwórz kartę swojej postaci i zmienić swoje kwalifikacje. Rozwijanie umiejętności za każdym razem, gdy zdobędziesz nowy poziom, otrzymasz punkty do wydania na maksymalnie pierwszy poziom. Możesz dodawać punkty bezpośrednio na umiejętności, w które się specjalizujesz do 100 punktów. Okej. Myślę, że zwiększyłbym broń, bo to mam dość wysoko. Dość wysoko, wystarczająco wysoko. Następne punkty gdzieś. Co jak dam w to? O, jeden mi teraz daje, okej. To sobie delikatnie zwiększa, może tak od 3. I to jest bardzo przydatne, zauważyłem podczas rozmów. Myślę, że w to. Stosuj. Trafienie wrogu w różne miejsca pozwala zabawić uwagę. Atuty. Specjalistyczne seminaria czy teczki Kleo w zakresie zarządzania, wybierania atutów. Witaj na ekranie wyboru atutów. Możesz tutaj zdecydować, które atuty chcesz kupić za swoje punkty. Z każde 2 poziomy będziesz otrzymywać nowy punkt atutu. Punkty atutów możesz również zdobywać w czasie rozgrywki, na przykład gdy przyjmujesz jakąś wadę. Po zdobyciu 5 atutów odblokowujesz również ich kolejny poziom. Cioteczka Kleo chce do ciebie jak najlepiej, aby jej było jak najlepiej. Wytrwałość podstawowe 13,50% dla wrogów zabitych przez towarzysza. Wskaźnik taktycznego spowolnienia czasu. To mi się podoba. Obrażenia, kiedy jesteś bez towarzyszy, szybkość podczas chodzenia, podczas sprintu, używanie się broni i pancerza, pojemność magazynku, obrażenia, współczynnik pancerza, pojemność ekwipunku. Myślę, że na początek to. I to będzie tam dużo dawało, bo jednak to jest mocne to spowolnienie czasu.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Widzę... Mam jakąś mapę? O! Gate.
Huh? Gonna find you! Break you!
Wow. No i nie żyję. Mieszkaniec, mieszkaniec. Wędel.
Whoa, hey.
Brzeży. Ciekawe. Tak wchodzę sobie gdzie chcę, nie, bez słowa, bez niczego.
To explain this big lesson. The grease monkey, Argo? Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker? Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we've got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it
ciekawe.
without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me.
No co?
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
No, ciekawe.
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Uważaj, że wypełniając się wsparcie umiejętności wzmacniają twoje, zwiększają pewność swojego ekwipunku. Dzięki umiejętności inspirowania możesz odblokować specjalne zdolności twojego towarzysza.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Ciekawe.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we chat?
Szmaragdowa Dolina.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Chodzi o to, że będę usunął własne zdanie, bo to przecież praca i w ogóle, ale to jedyna... Chodzi o deserterów, to brzmi jak druga wersja.
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. Does its job quiet like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Ciężko.
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. Alls I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think if
Ciekawe.
you make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Dobra, dajcie mi chwilę, ja zaraz wrócę. Raz, dwa. Co? Jak? Halo, halo. Wróciłem. Co to? O. Dobra, nieważne. No dobra, wracamy. A, musimy się wrócić do tego. Dobra, o, wziąłem sobie piciu. Mogę się teraz napić i być nawodnionym. Dobre piciu. Perem. To tędy pewnie trzeba wejść. Tędy. Siemano.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if your assorter prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in silly words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Tak pomyśleć jakoś tu... no...
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for.
Co za tym razie?
To save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, The collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum.
Kaska.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
O. Dobra, ładnie wszystko widać. Chodźmy zatem. No ale to i tak, to lepiej przejść na tamto. Tamtędy. To wychodziłem wcześniej. Skoro i tak w tamtą stronę muszę iść. Na mapie. O, na mapie to jest ciulowo pokazane. No tak, jak żeby mogło być dobrze pokazane. O! Teraz zobaczę sobie wszystkie informacje, okej. Dziennik. Daleko to jest? Niedaleko. Ciekawe. Dużo wszystkiego. Podoba mi się to. Dobra, możemy plądrować ten domek. Już jest ich tam paru. Dowód, tam widzicie. Teraz będzie Deadwood. Noś kurwa. Wow. Noż, kurde. Pierwsza śmierć. Coś mi tu jest. Jest wszystko git. Nie no, git. A, tu. I zapis, okej. Tak, wiem, karta towarzysza. Dziennik. Tam. Idziemy. Wow. Ale zarąbisty wulkan.
That's the last of them.
Hello. No, ja nie mam tych nagle na tle. Dobra. Waleta. No tak, punkty umiejętności. Unik blokowania. Damy to. W co ja chciałem dać? To. Chyba? Nie. Ale damy, żeby mieć trochę lepsze strony. O, to. O! No właśnie, nauki ścisłe pozwalały ulepszać broń i pancerz na stole warsztatowym. Naprawiać broń i pancerz punktu też trzeba będzie ulepszyć, czyli idziemy w to trochę. Tą technologię, bo no dobre jest. Te 2 poziomy dostajemy atut, czyli na tym poziomie nie dostajemy. Wtargnięcie na teren prywatny, otwierają zakupowanie i mordowanie. Wszystkie te czynności uchodzą za działania przestępcze i spotkają się z... Mam nadzieję, bez konsekwencji nie da się przyłapać na gorącym odcinku. A, no i git. Nic nie widziałaś. Rozumiesz? Nic.
Yeah, huh?
Tak, dziennik. Aha. Dobra, na razie idziemy to, potem się przejdziemy. Para, para, ru. Coś mi przypomina ta gra. Kurwa. O wy kurde, skąd? Wychowuję dzikie węże. Och. Nie zauważyłem.
I'm going.
A, tu jesteś, dobra. Chodź, idziemy. Botanic lab.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Mhm.
Much obliged.
Dobra. Idziemy do większej szychy pogadać.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcome here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will
Ciekawe.
do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Ciekawe.
The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively suffering. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery.
Niby tak, ale czy no, by na pewno.
Well, if it's all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Yeah, huh? You mean about the mission being too clean?
Nie wiem co robić. Dobra, w elektrowni będziemy się zastanawiać, co robić dalej. Możemy iść dalej. No dobra. Spójrzmy na to. Elektrownia jest. Muszę już iść tam. Gdzie? Masakra, to jest ciężka decyzja. Przekieruj tu albo tu. Nie mogę coś zrobić, żeby tu i tu było dobrze. Nie chcę pozbawiać nikogo prądu. No, nie wiem jak to się skończy dla tych, co żyją w mieście. Dla tych, co żyją tutaj, no to pewnie skończy się śmiercią, no. Jeżeli przekieruję do miasta. Jeżeli... Tak, dla tych, co żyją tu. Oh my god. Lekki karabin szturmowy. Wow. Sporo z niego było. To była jakaś szycha, kurwa. O.
Here they come!
Kurde. Mam nadzieję, że jakoś chwilę przed tym jest dobrze. Nie, to słabo strasznie. Tak, to jest... Tu amunicji mam, ale mało. Kurde. Te drony są porąbane.
Here they come!
Zwycięstwo! Klap, klask, klap, klask, klap, klask. Jeszcze jeden. Ile was tu jest? No, fajnie, zwycięstwo. I chuj. Dobrze. Naprawa przedmiotu. No i tak na razie nie mogę naprawić przedmiotu. Co to jest? Działo wstrząsowe. Ooo. Powinno być dobre na nie. Coś. Okej. Tutaj może, że będę... Okej, dodaj produkt do spożycia. Okej. Dużo rzeczy, dużo rzeczy. Zamknięte. Chodzimy do elektrowni geotermalnej. Geotermalna. O. Mogę sprzedać. Okej, na przykład. Można to sprzedawać. Aha, czyli tu mogę tylko kupować, okej.
The control room should be off to the right. Hope we're doing the right thing.
Siemanko. O.
Yeah, huh?
A, super, czyli ja muszę zdecydować. Gdzie położę?
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
W ogóle, że chcę przekierowywać. Czy no, nie powiem, nie podoba mi się to miasto. Widzę, że to jest takie miasto. No, wykorzystajmy ich wszystkich. Ale no. Co się stanie później z tymi ludźmi? To jest też takie. O. O. Zapalniczka, będę mógł spalić ich wszystkich. O! Trup. Zarąbista to jest na nich. Ile ludzi tu poginęło. Proszę, szalenie dla moich rozmów wybaczać, muszę czytać. ciekawe. Termalka. Na bogato, kur. Zaraz wracam. Wróciłem. Były jedzeniem. Jedzenie ważna rzecz. Tylko, że nie mam żadnych modyfikacji. A nie, na przykład mam magazynek. Dobra, dajmy to. Jedzonko. Ogólnie to chcę. Aha, tak, technologia. No. I... O proszę, no i właśnie. Teraz mogę sprzedawać w tych automatach. Też myślę, że będzie ważne. No i to trochę. I to. Dostos. Atut. Zwiększmy sobie kolejny ekwipunek.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the world?
All sweeping the air. Searching for unauthorized persons.
Dobra, załatwieni. A u góry jest przełącznik ostatni.
We do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister?
O, teraz.
I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how.
No właśnie.
They don't deserve to be punished.
Czemu te decyzje w tych grach muszą być tak ciężkie?
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
co zrobi? Nienawidzę to. Nie wiem co robić. Nie wiem, czy to dobre wyjście, ale...
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they didn't care much for me.
Masakra. Jak mnie nie zabiją za to, to będzie dobrze. Jakim cudem coś się świeci? Aż się boję.
Oh, that's He used to follow me before he left the cannery.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms.
Something you need?
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. I wish I knew. I wagered the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say. I appreciate you hearing me out, at least.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand. The matter's been weighing on me. Fact is, I can't go anywhere long as Zoe's missing. Disappeared without a trace. Marauders took her, I suspect. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. appreciate it. Honest. I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago, she was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skills far as I could tell. Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere.
No.
Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
Dobra. No, czyli trzeba im pomóc, żeby pewnie się stąd ruszyli. Może zaczniemy od tego mechanika. To jest tu. W elektrowni był jeden. Dobra, idziemy po to pierwszy najpierw. Oops. Go. I am not worse. Ciekawe.
We did it! Incoming!
Uwielbiam to.
Watch out!
Dobra, spierdolamy z tym. A to chuj, miny postawili. Muszę się wrócić. Co niżej?
No, just leave me alone.
Tak, to jest tam. Leczka. Dobra. To jest jeszcze niżej. Kurde. Dobra. Idziemy. Tam do...
You're not real. You're not real. You're not not real. You're not
Whoa.
real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram. You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. You mean, why did the mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Forgot what you were gonna say? Me too.
Dobra, a ja zaraz wracam. Powróciłem. Dajcie mi chwilę. Dobra. Może gdzie jest ta jaskinia? Tak myślałem właśnie. O, ale ładne. Co to było? Kurwa minie. Kurwa syński. Zaraz, to jest wejście. Niesiemy mu to, a potem...
It's a fine new day in Edgewater. The cannery hums, streetlights and faces glow. I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter? The greater good can be difficult to determine. None of us can know the effects of our decision in a year, or 10, or 100. Take comfort in the fact that your choices are always, ultimately, in line with the grand plan. Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted. Bokono, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist School of Thought, so the book is banned in this colony. The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew. Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with
Zbieramy załogę.
or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well. Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Towarzysz zdobył poziom i może dostać nowy atut. O, ciekawie. Co ja tu chciałem ulepszyć? Na pewno w to jeszcze damy. Szansa na trafienie krytyczne jest duża. O to chodziło. Też jest ważne. Dobra. No jest inżynierem, no to raczej to twoje spodnie. No to będzie po prostu tu. Tom drugi. Wszystkie 3 domy. Mogę iść do Toma i znaczy co? Mogę iść do tamtego gościa. A potem wyruszyć na poszukiwanie Zoe. Jak się szybko zrobić? Tak. Na wszelki lepiej zrobić szybki tap. Pum, 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 pum. Idziemy dalej. Ninja. Oj. Dymma.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? Well, which one? The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
Cóż takiego?
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. That. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and I'm as good as dead to her. You know where to find me.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
A, no to mam z nią pogadać, ale nie ma żadnej możliwości dialogu. Fajnie. A, ukończone, dobra. To. On coś wie.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with? Nothing.
Zaraz.
With the power gone, we gotta
Najpierw
fix
handel.
supplies.
O. Ty.
You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close.
Ugh.
I'd like her to go loping
Po
off.
prostu... Łokat.
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Dobra. Więc to już koniec z nabrzeżem, koniec z fabryką koncert, koniec z kombinezami, koniec z chorobą i przytykaniem samemu. Od zawsze nienawidzę, więc nie sądzę, bym później musiała do tego dziennika i stwierdziła, ale kiedyś nienawidziłam Angeliny. A wszystko przez to, że zachorowałem, wszyscy chorują na dobra, zachorowałem, wziąłem się co dużo za czas, czy to przestępstwo, przecież muszę się, podobno w kolonii każdy sobie żabkę skrobi i każdy jest odpowiedzialny za siebie, ale zbędziłam jedno pudełko od rana czasu i nagle jestem złodziejką. Teraz słyszałem, jak Grace mówi o zagrożeniu stroną narodową wypowiedzi bandytom w obozach wśród wzgórz. Ogrzewają się przy płonących beczkach, pewnie nazywają głową wrogich natyczki, aby odstraszyć takich jak ja. Ludzie wiodą wygodne, po prostu zasad życia, Założy się, że gdyby się zorganizowali, mogliby podbić cały region. Składem między innymi od Ale zostało kilka przekończyka. Szczera cena mojej żywności powinna starczyć na kilka tygodni. Mam też na czasu, a wszyscy uwielbiają adrenalin w Maraderze. Założę się, że przygarnę myśli o dobrucham ich. O kurde. Jeszcze plansy tego była historia królowej będę stresował. O, to wygląda jak ten. Jak ciekawe, nie powiem. Kurde. W sumie tak nikogo nie ma. Ja tam sam do siebie. Kończę na dzisiaj. Mam nadzieję, że jeśli ktoś ogląda tego live'a później, to mu się to podobało. Na razie, cześć.